The final usage of annotations is in your actual runtime. In the actual code that you are running, you can use the annotation. And this is kind of a weird concept. This is what we're actually going to do in this module to demonstrate using an annotation. But some ideas here are things like serialization. We kind of already talked about this, but you could basically use your code, maybe in your program, you could read your own annotations on some of your data and then know how to serialize some of that data. If you're familiar with inversion of control containers, that can be done using annotations in Java. So you can basically use an annotation to help you figure out where to inject some dependency into your code. If you're not familiar with inversion of control, don't worry, it's not that complicated of a concept. The basic idea is it's a way to insert some kind of dependency into your code automatically. And using annotations, you could think about conceptually how that would work, how you could describe some data or some point in your code where you would want to use some dependency. And that annotation would provide a way for you to do that. Another common usage is an object relational mapping or object relational model. An annotation could help you to basically map from a database. We had kind of talked about this as well, but you could do this at runtime in your code. So you could automatically generate some code or use some generic code that is able to save any object to a database as long as it's annotated to tell some additional information of where it should go in the database. So when you use annotations like this, they can be really powerful in order to basically introspect about your code. So your code can do things with itself. It can examine itself and look for annotations, and then it can save you a lot of the scaffolding code, maybe repetitive code that you would have to write in order to do some common things, because instead of having code that handles every single type of data in your program, you might just have some code that's able to read annotations off of that data and then do something. So you're only writing that code one place, and it's adapting itself based on the annotations that you're using in your code somewhere else. And don't worry if this doesn't all make sense yet. It'll probably click a little bit more as we actually get into the code and see some usage of annotations. I just kind of want to give you this broad idea of what annotations are useful for and some of the things that you could do with the annotations once you know how to use them in Java.